Hey, what's going on, everybody? Tenor here, Tenor Talk, where we speak truth and from the heart. Couple minutes late, always something. Technical difficulties, learning on the fly, but it's only 5 minutes, so that's good. Bear with us just a moment or two. Want to make sure the chat is working, that we are in fact live on the other platforms. I got my two phones here, just hang out. I got my man Paul waiting in the wings, and this is going to be exciting. Kind of going back to a world that I haven't been a part of in many years, everybody. That's why this is going to be an interesting. I think this is going to be an interesting evening. So let's see. Let's open this up, and it looks like we are live on Rumble. So I just want to let the folks know on Rumble that I don't believe we see the chat in the studio here. So go over, if you guys are following me, go over to Rumble. I mean, over to YouTube. And if you're not subscribed, you can go to tennertalk.com right now. You can go to tennertalk.com. Let me put that up for you. And all the social media tabs are on the top. Click YouTube. And I don't know if you have to subscribe, but if you wanted to write in the chat and ask any questions of Paul or myself, that's what you do there. All right. So it looks like we're going. Let me send that over there. And I just got the notification that Tenor Talk is streaming live on Rumble. All right. So, guys, what's up? Those of you that have been following me on my insane journey for several years, you know what happened. But the interesting thing about this is that this project started close to 10 years ago. Okay. And again, those following me, knowing what I've been working on and the spirituality and the manifesting, and how I brought the dog, how I brought music back into my life after losing some of these things. So music I brought back in. I didn't really start to manifest acting because I'm still slightly perturbed over that, the whole thing. And we're going to be a little gentle today of what I talk. I might as well just bring Paul in, so he's here. Paul,
yeah, that
what's
way I
up?
can comment on what you say. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna have this nice opening, monologue like Jimmy Fallon, but it's kind of not. It's kind of going south. So let me bring in my reinforcements. What's going on, my man? How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited to join you for this. I'm really in a different role here than I usually am. I mean, now I'll fill people in how we met. We were both actors on one of those Mysteries at the Museum or Mysteries at the Mind, or one of those shows.
I just so happen while you're talking, I just so happen to can you see that photo?
Yeah.
So a priest and a correction officer from Alcatraz walk into a bar. Anyway.
It's
So
good to have a
our,
backup career, right?
Man, I tell you, Paul, you made me go through. I was talking to you today about certain things, what we want to do with the show here, and I said, "Do you have that photo?" I said, "I'll go look." I literally got tied up in my phone for an hour and a half because when you start scrolling, and like the amount of shit that I've been involved with, I mean, just in the acting world, I had to scroll through my whole new insane life and everything I was just it was just crazy. Anyway, I just figured I'd throw that up for fun. So we did meet. Continue.
Yeah. So, I was doing, much as you were. I had an opportunity to retire youthfully, and I was really going great guns to see if I could make it, in film and TV acting. And I did it for about 5 years, and I really just started to wonder, like, does this actually lead to anything that any of us imagine it will? And as I say in the film I'm about to tell you about, I learned that if I worked really hard at it, I could make hundreds of dollars a year. Right?
But then how much do you spend to get to the sets and all that?
Oh, yeah, no kidding. My first year, my goal was to break even on my headshots. So, it made me just curious about all the interesting people I met, people like you, very intense about it, very dedicated, very talented. But, like I wasn't seeing, at least over 5 years, where that path was. So I set out on a journey. I had been helping out with a documentary film festival. So I'd seen dozens of documentaries. And I thought, wow, what if we just followed a bunch of actors and we don't know how it's going to turn out, over a period of time. And my original intention was to pick out some really intense and cool characters like you, but a diverse group. We talked to y'all one year, then we came back the second year and saw how you live and what you do. And then my intention was to come back a third year, like that'll be it. 3 years, we'll see if anything pops. But I live in a small city in Texas now, even though the actors are all in New York. I got involved in local politics here, and I kept on having to put it off and put it off and put it off. And my partner, who I filmed with, Robert Stevens, we'd agree, like, hey, you know what? The longer we put it off, the more interesting this film gets. And as it turned out, I ran for an office I didn't get, mayor. And 5 years had passed. I thought, well, let's see if we can find these people. So you see them the first year, the second year, and then 5 years later. And people who know you know your world is like completely different. But that's quite a shock to people who watch half a dozen actors over, what's ultimately a 7-year stretch.
Right. The interesting thing, without getting into the details, just like I said, to honor, so you have a nice, your first nice piece after making this announcement on the 14th, which the announcement is you were telling me, and I had to wait a few days, and you can't do that to me. You got to just give me the announcement, because I couldn't sleep, and I'm like, Paul, it's got to be a festival, right? And I got a few things from you, so I was able to breathe, because I hate that. I got something to tell. Oh, but I'll talk to you in 2 days, right? And I'm like, no. So you told me about it and everything, but you made the announcement on the 14th. So tell people about the big announcement. What's going on?
Yeah, so we are having the world premiere of Playing the Part. That's the name of the film, Playing the Part. Documentary about actors you haven't heard of yet at the Thin Line International Documentary Festival, which takes place every year in my city here, Denton, Texas. It's actually the Friday night, 6:30 p.m. show. It's at a historic downtown theater. I've been involved with the film festival in the past, and I know that there'll be filmmakers from all over the world, and films from all over the world and around Texas. It's quite a cool event. It's a town that goes back to I think the 1840s, something like that. It's kind of a cool historic downtown and filled with interesting places to go out to eat and drink. And if you explore a little, you get into horse country. It's kind of a fun destination for filmmakers and film lovers.
So it's interesting. So those that know just a little bit about the festival world, the acting world, and guys, it's like I'm talking about this, and we'll get into this, shortly, of how the divine is really working in everything. And those that are following me recently this really should have your hair standing up, because we've been talking about the part of the manifesting and the healing and these things when you tap into the power within, and how I have the most beautiful dog, how I have music back in my life, because I just tapped into this power, and I started to remove myself actually from a lot of the turn that I took and what I got involved with. I still fully believe a lot of the things, and things have to be shaken up, and there's a lot to learn still. But I removed a lot of that drama and a lot of those things from my everyday course of events. It doesn't obsess me anymore. I just keep my eye on it, and I'm going deeper and deeper within, without going off on a tangent for those. But those that are following me, some of the things that we're going to talk about here today should have your hair standing on end of the divine timing of things. So you've got Paul, who does this project probably close to 10 years ago is when it started. That picture, that picture is from 2016, by the way, when we were on set. So shortly after that was your concept. So 9.5 years. And people know that I, got, I lost a lot of things, and then I didn't have access any longer to, even if I wanted to pursue acting, because and Paul, if I'm starting to do stuff, we said we want to keep the film. I told you, like, just start doing like the thing. You go blah blah blah.
Yeah, you're right on the edge. I don't want to give away the whole drama, but it's absolutely true that we had no idea, what had transpired in your life and those were dramatic years. Those 5 years. And if I may, like there's a bunch of interesting characters, and I not blowing smoke up your skirt to say, for my money, you were clearly the most intense, driven guy who really seemed like, oh, if I had a bet, because we didn't know who was going to get what kind of a breakout, you made an extremely strong impression in that first year. But we also had a guy who I met at an audition who it was open casting. So it means that could mean any type. And it was for an apartment manager. And I see the guy getting out, who then I'm going to follow in to play this apartment building manager. It's a guy about probably 20 years younger than me, handsome African-American guy. And he pulls on his MTA jacket. First of all, I think, okay, this is definitely open casting, because here I am with my wife.
For those not from New York, MTA is Mass Transit Authority, which is the subway or buses, the New York City transportation system.
So like I actually like held the elevator open with this guy and I said, I have to talk to you. What's the deal? And this is a guy, you'll meet if you see the movie, who had at that time been a bus driver for 9 years, working the night shift so that he could do auditions during the day. And very charming guy. You'll see how does that work out. We have a very pretty young blonde woman who's like half her time a model. And you think like, that might be what works in show business. And the thing you don't expect about her that you learn early is her thing is like pro wrestling and combat.
There's that. We'll show the clip when you're finished.
Oh yeah, that's right. You get a little hint of that in the trailer. So very interesting and different people, and it's really anybody's bet how it's going to turn out. But yes, Stephen, you were just impressively driven and getting a lot of promising stuff. So we were feeling very interested in your journey.
It was Paul. It was going from what I learned, like I was in it probably 10 years, probably the last 7 years were intense. Like my life, everything else was second. And my partner at the time, she knew, so it was like, if there was an event, if there's a birthday, so unless someone needs CPR, Tenner's on the train to an audition, because people don't, unless you're just gifted, and there's just something so special about you just get handed everything. That wasn't happening for Tenner. So Tenner was on the grind. Tenner was on the subway. Tenner was all over the place. Tenner would drive hours to work for free early on in student films just to get footage. So you could put something on your acting and your profile, and people can actually see you in action. Oh, okay, I like what he looks like when he's moving or talking. People really that are not in this business, they put the movies on. They don't have any idea. A lot of people. I'm not talking to people out there. The people they would really appreciate. So your film in that aspect, showing some certain things, is going to be really cool. I'm sure there's been films. But here's like the interesting twist, right? And this is for my crowd that knows me. Yeah. They know why things came to a halt, right? And so you were saying something that when I was in the middle of my stuff, I happened to make a stop in New York. You reached out to me. I'm like, holy crap, Paul. Whoa, like, whoa.
You hadn't heard from me in 5 years.
And so you're like, we want to interview. And I'm like, where are you? And then when you gave the dinner, like, I think I'll be back in New York, but let's stay in touch. And then you got me the week before, and I'm like, I'll be in New York. I'll give you, upstate New York.
Well, we would have traveled to see you. We would have gone to wherever you were.
You said you were going to go. It just wound up that I was back home for a bit in my element at one of the marinas, and the Mystery Machine was already born. I was on the road doing my thing, which people will get. We're going to leave that for the new people. You got to watch the film and you got to track it.
Yes, exactly.
So you come and you're like, and you have no idea that it's over. I don't tell you on the or it's paused or whatever, and it hasn't been. And so we get into and you see what I'm driving, and that's in the film, and those that follow me know exactly what's going on. So again,
but it's all a surprise to the audience, right?
But you told me today,
charging actor.
You said something. You said something interesting today about how when you left there, because like you didn't know the direction after all of these years. Where's this going? Whatever. Can you kind of repeat a little bit of what, like, I like what I like to kind of say is that when you were leaving, I think I said today is like you had a vision that
Oh, yeah, okay.
might have struck
No,
cinematic gold. You
yes,
struck cinematic gold, and you're
yes,
welcome. Anyway, go ahead.
right, because we didn't know, yeah, I actually have that clip of you in the trailer saying, Paul, if you had come back just the third year, this would have been blah, blah. But, now you got a blockbuster. And like we were practically like in joyful tears after seeing you because, okay, people are still doing the same thing to a different degree or whatever. But, yours was like a genuine surprise. We thought this is going to freak people out. They're going to
Because it has what
experience
Tanner's
some
doing
trauma.
now has nothing to do with acting. Like none of that was acting. Like what I was like I put my heart,
Yes.
on for the world, and
But the
boom,
cool
and
thing
what
is that
happened,
even though it's entirely different, it's every bit the same Steven energy, So it is an utterly different direction, but uh, the driven desire to express, but with a different sense of purpose now. The continuity is still there, and it really kind of makes you think. Because really, the question that is really given the audience for this is, why do these people do this? What drives them? And we don't try to answer it, but you create an interesting challenge because you're still driven, you're still expressive. I would argue you're still living in very much, in like an artist's life, but it's very different.
it is. It's very different. And that's the divinity of this whole thing. That let's show the trailer.
Yeah.
This is 2 minutes. It's pretty cool.
I didn't think it would take so damn long to just be able to open my mouth. Right? I mean, shit.
Time's up. Coming in.
Oh, yes! We do not accept the poor working conditions.
These honeydew smoothies.
Most actors you never hear of. You never know their names. I started to wonder what this is all about. This thing we were all doing. It's not exactly art, is it? But if you can't live on it, it's not exactly a career either. And yet these people dedicate years of their lives to TV and film acting. I wanted to understand why.
You want me to be on Tough Enough because I have about a year of pro wrestling training already?
I'm being told that it's my breakout. This isn't a fluke anymore.
All of those no's that you got before that one yes don't even matter anymore. It's like somebody wants me.
I'm not, young and beautiful anymore. I have other qualities to offer.
If you came to see me 4 years ago, it would have been boring and nondescript and would have been blah blah. By the time you edit all of this, I'm gonna be a fucking rock star. They're gonna be like, where's that guy? We gotta talk to him. He knows everything.
So, I'll comment. We set out to ask one question, but when you follow people over a 7-year period, it ends up being kind of about life. Like over the course of just knowing people, there's the journey you went on, there's marriages, divorces, babies, just maturation, people's perspective evolves. So you get more than you bargain for when you just watch life.
No, and that it's great when you set out probably to do this. You probably didn't think it would span all these years in the way that it just worked out.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying again, let me be clear to the people that even people follow me or new people. I can only speak about me and my life. I don't know the other. I might know Yaron. What's his name? Yaron.
Ron, yeah. But you don't know their stories yet until you see the film.
I don't know anything. I'm not in contact with any of these people. He we might have been Facebook friends, but so many people from the past have, you know, I've been deleted, you know, just like deleted out of the whole stuff. So we'll leave that for the story there. So I have no idea what's going on. So when I'm speaking, guys, ego, yes, I had a big ego when I was in this world, but just for the new people, so they know, on September 10th, it's my birthday of 2021, right, kind of at the start of this whole thing, I had an experience. I was at a very low for the decisions that I had made, which ultimately ultimately are going to lead to me getting all the parts that I desire, Paul. So what does it take to get the part? Become a lunatic, do what I did, and you're going to have the red carpet rolled out once people realize what's happening. So I want to put that on record, and that's why I'm telling you, your film, again, I'm not saying it's about me. The everyone in that film may be superstars right now. They may have been at the Emmys or the whatever. I don't watch any of that stuff anymore, so I don't know what's going on. So let's be clear. The ego is probably 95% gone from the experience that I had on my birthday of 2021. I was at a very, very low point in my life, okay, because of what I did and what I stood up for, and I knew there would be repercussions. I just had no idea, or anyone, and I represent, probably, I'm not saying there's people that have their own stories and they'll probably tell them, but I'm one of, probably millions of people, of what triggered us and what we did and what happened, right? Just to say that. So when I speak about me, I'm only speaking about my story and my part in this particular project. I don't know what's going on with anyone else. They're contributing, I'm sure, greatly to this project. But for me, and what we spoke about, and how I'm the black swan, probably out of the whole thing. I'm only going from you compared to
this one is not like the others.
You know everyone's story. I don't. So you've got what I did, and this is the divinity of this thing. So I was saved by God, or the creator, on my birthday of 2021. I went through a wild experience. The stories are out there. It's documented. For those that want to go to tennertalk.com, follow me. All of my social links are there. You can follow me wherever you are. I have it all. And if you're interested in, and then in my music, which we'll touch on a little later, because that's what's current and what's happening right now. I'm back full swing in the music, bigger and better than ever. And it's a part of my story of me being saved, getting rid of that ego, getting rid of a lot of bad habits, because I was at a low in my life because of some of the decisions I made. And I was lost my fiance, lost music, lost acting, lost my real estate. I lost everything for what I stood up for. I literally lost everything. So people should know that. But that's the divinity of this project. And I was telling you behind the scenes when we were talking, when you reached out, I'm like, Paul, I can't believe this. Like, it really brought me to tears, because I've been manifesting. I manifested music. I got more spiritual. I was taking care of my dad, I told you. And, before he passed, he made me say to him, he's like, I got a serious question. Are you ever going to get back into singing? Because I gave everything. I was just kind of existing and doing my world, right, of what we're talking about, which got me, so made me the black sheep. So I said, if you get out of the wheelchair and you walk up and down the hall, I'll get back into singing. And that bastard was, in 2 weeks, was almost jogging down the hall. Okay. So I'd hold up my bargain. So that's how this, just so people know how I got back into music. And then I started to manifest, and I says, God, you have to help me write my first song. I've been involved in music, but I never wrote my own song. So I says, God, I'm going to go by the stream where I said, you're going to help me. I'm going to tap in. I have to write a song about our story, about how I was saved and what happened. And you have to help me do the song. And when people, it's not just me, they can make their own decision. First song I ever wrote. And I don't think anyone can challenge that. The song and the music video, all divinely just put together. Like, it was all just brought in my lap. I didn't have to fight like a production casting and who am I gonna, I
didn't realize this, Stephen. I didn't realize that you had written the material too.
I wrote "Thank You for Coming." The Silent Night is our own version. Song, and That's America is a song a friend wrote like 20 years ago. So there's the divinity in that song is wild too, because the first song that I had on my vision board that I wanted to write was called "Save America," and so it turns out God writes a song with me called "Thank You for Coming." I wrote that. That's my baby. That will always be my baby. And I manifested when I wrote that. I saw myself on stage, how I would talk to the crowd, the story of the song. It's an inspirational song. It's a song for everyone. It's a song about everyone that has a true and meaningful relationship with their creator. Okay, what we come from one place, whatever you want to call the creator that created all of this stuff. We're all in one place, and that's what the song is about. And it's my story. And when people see that video and hear that song, this is not ego. You go watch it after this. So send you the links. The song will stand up to any song that any music artist has ever written since the beginning of time, because the creator is involved in it, because I gave it up to him. So he gave me a masterpiece. And that song is going to be one of the most popular songs on planet Earth. It's just a matter of time. That's why when you reach out and you're talking about this whole thing, the divine timing of everything, I wasn't manifesting acting yet, but I knew in some of my manifestations, I knew that I wasn't going to be auditioning and waiting for people's opinions of me. I've written projects, so my getting back into the acting world, which is going to happen, by the way, just so people understand, I'm archiving this. I'm letting you know because I'm manifesting this, because I'm a powerful being and I create my life. I don't ask God and pray to God. I command the power and I command the life that I want. That's why all of these things are changing. That's why these things are, in fact, have already happened. They just haven't reached the matrix yet. So Thank You for Coming is going to be one of the most popular songs ever in the history of music. I'm just putting it on record, not ego, because I worked it out with God. And we all have the same power, okay? I digress. Let me get off of that rant. So anyway, I lost all of that, but the divine timing is, look what had to happen for me to get eyes on me, and it wasn't a calculated plan, let me tell you, because the suffering,
If it was a calculated plan, you wouldn't have picked that plan.
I wouldn't have picked that plan. But going through what I went through and what I'm still, the journey that I'm still on now at this point in time, I could tell you that I probably would not change anything, because I know what the finish line looks like now. So I've written productions. I have an award-winning short film that got accepted to the first film festival that I co-wrote with my ex-fiance. I went to Fort Lauderdale, represented it. It won Best Dramatic Short Film in its first festival. I pulled it from all the rest of the
Okay,
festivals
now I'm extremely jealous. I didn't know this.
well,
I'm
we
having a
didn't talk
problem
about this in the. So now you're gonna have to share this. You know, this is the guy. This is one of the lunatics I have in my film playing the part. So, but that happened all after and everything like that. And like I said, I even forgot about it when we were talking and interviewing, to be honest with you, because why would I not want to tell you about that and show you a clip from that? But anyway, I put like a 2.5 minute a clip of clips that you may not have in your film, and in a little bit I'll just show that to show people, you know, just for purposes of today. Even my crowd, my followers may have not even really seen a lot of my clips, so you'll allow me in a little while to indulge that when we reach a point. So anyway, all of that's going on. So look what happened: the divinity, the timing, what it took for me to actually make it. Right, I didn't make it yet, but I'm letting everyone know the divine timing of all of that happened. You actually have a big portion of my life documented in your film. I have my archive videos, the things that I did, all of this stuff, but you have a brilliant chunk. And again, there's other actors in there. I'm sure they have all beautiful things going on. I haven't seen it. I have no idea.
They're all
my
interesting.
Perspective of what I know of what is potentially in this film, of my journey and what happened, where it went, the sidebar, the twist, the like, what in the world moment, you've archived that. And and the divine timing of this is that at the end of April, when this is premiering, April 25th, 40 minutes from Dallas, where a big part of my journey was, I find that kind of interesting that I'm going to be in Texas, right near visiting where a lot of this insanity started. And your film is going to have people on me, and it's going to be a perfect time where the insanity that has happened in the world, that we're still in, that I don't focus on anymore. I go within and I focus the life that I want. That's the thing. These are the big things that I share now on my new twist and my platforms, to not be caught up in all of that, because if you're stressed and your body can't heal, your brain is putting out chemicals, all of these things. And if people want to learn about this and healing and technologies and things that have been kept from us, that's my world. So I'll give you the links to that, and the Healing the World tour. That's why I want to have a venue. I'm going to do something in Texas, either the next day or the Sunday.
Yeah, I was going to, tip that hand a little bit. We don't know yet, but
Right.
I'm hopeful. I'm
Right.
trying. And
But
there are people here who I've
it's going to happen because
seen your work, and I'm going to try to find a venue so that if people see you in the film and they want to, see what's going on in your new musical manifestation, there'll be a place to do that the day or two after. We're working on it.
Cool. And there's the website that actually has, for people that want to get on the mailing list. I'm starting a Healing the World tour, which will be music and some of these things that I'm talking about, healing and our power and stuff like that, for another day. Just want to throw that out there. And this is, for those that are probably wondering, this is a frequency device. I'm treating myself with microcurrent. We'll talk about it another time. You can learn about that at healingtheworld.love. But this is my world now, Paul. Now, I told you, after you reached out to me and said, I got to wait for the 14th. So I waited. You talked about the festival. And guys, the links are in the description box under the videos. If you want to, if you're a filmmaker, someone who's curious, have questions for Paul, his contact information is there.
I made you wait because we knew we were an official selection, but we weren't allowed to tell anyone.
Right.
Until they released the whole lineup. I don't really know why that makes sense, but I agree.
No, whatever. So now they can go get the tickets, and the link is under there for those that, and it's free.
And it's free. It's free. Yeah, you register and you get a wristband. You can go to the whole festival.
So all of those links are in the description box. A lot of the stuff, these links, these things I'm talking about, my website, Paul's website, which is, he's still building because this just happened. So
we're gearing up for the premiere.
And you want to watch the trailer, that hot link is in the description box and all of that. So after you gave me the good news and stuff, I said, you know what? Because it's about unity. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. After years, I sent a message to one of my agents, and we picked up like nothing, after like everything was okay. And I said, all right, there's a great project coming out. I'm back. I'm in music. And the people didn't know so much about my music in the acting world because I was pursuing the acting. So the music, even though I fronted bands and there was this whole musical thing, that was kind of quiet while that pursuit of acting, because you got to be all in. You can't be having a gig on a Friday night, and then you might have an audition, and then so I gave everything up and I was fully focused on making that acting thing, playing the part. I was playing the part, Paul.
You were. And part of what you told us about yourself, just if I can interject, is why you thought you were, and I think correctly, thought you're so effective as an actor, is that you had done so many different things in your life. And you'll hear about that in the film. And one of those you mentioned, just like in passing almost, was that you had fronted a band as, for like professionally. So it's like a little bit of hint of things to come.
No, and that's right. For anyone that's, watching this, up and coming actors, like life experience, because acting, one of the best quotes is from Oscar Wilde. And I started teaching actors because I was a natural at it, and I brought out the best in actors. I helped a lot of
actors. It. Stephen, you said, if you have some other footage, bring that next time. And I made a mental note. I didn't tell you. We went to your class. I don't know if you remember that. We filmed your acting class, and that's not in that doesn't make the final cut. But I thought it'd be interesting for your people to see our little.
Wow!
Wouldn't that be fun?
We're gonna do this again. We're gonna have Paul back right before the premiere, where we can, maybe spill a little bit and, rev things up and maybe show some stuff. But I would love to have that footage anyway. That's really cool. But the Oscar Wilde's quote was, "Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken." And I think that right out of the gate, the misconception of the word acting, right? So acting is like, I got to do something. I got to act. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Right. And it's really just, how would someone react. Here's your 35-second acting lesson, up and coming actors. If you're listening to it, or if you haven't gone anywhere, maybe this is the key to it. If I just read a script and that's the character that someone created, I read it and then I'm like, how would I, if I wasn't Bob on the script, if that said Steven and someone actually wrote a story about something that happened to me yesterday? That's the way I looked at it. So Bob is now Steven when I'm reading a script. And what I'm reading in the script already happened to me. So that's what I would put in my head. This is a new version. I never explained it that way. This makes it even easier. So I'm reading like what happened to me yesterday. So I should know how I would feel, how Steven would feel if I'm reading that. And if I was in an argument or someone threw a drink on me or whatever the script says, how would Steven feel right now if someone threw a drink on me? And I would react as if just how I felt it was happening or what those words meant to me. But I would over dramatize this in the class. Like if the words were, Steven, why were you, or just some simple line, like you're a co-star on a show. You're not a guest star. You're not a lead. You just have to come in and say, like my first part on Law and Order was, and you showed it in the trailer. I walk up on the trailer. I got a knock. I'm breaking up a conjugal visit. Mariska Haggerty was there. All the leads. I was always so lucky in my small parts. I was with all of the leads of the shows all the time. My scenes, right? I could have been in a bar scene, right, where there's a brawl. I was always with all of the leads. I was always so blessed. So there we are. She's like, all right, that's the end of that. I walk up. I knock on the door. Time's up. Coming in. And that when I manifested, when I said, when I get my first big role, it's going to be on Law and Order. People know this. I said this for years. And I don't care if I say one word or two words. Stop, police. And I always told everyone, wow, I doubled my lines for my first role. Time's up.
I love knowing that. I didn't know that that's what that scene was about. You really made it a lot richer for me. Because you deliver those times up coming in 4 words, like
times
totally
up coming in.
convincingly.
Yeah, we're waiting in a correctional facility with Mariska and everyone.
Oh, it makes perfect sense.
And it was a nationwide manhunt crossover between Law and Order and I don't know the other one, Chicago PD or the other one. So it was a big special. It was about, they never tell you it's about, they always say it's fictitious, but it was about Hannibal Lecter. It was about a serial killer. That's the guy. So he said he's going to spill some beans and he wants a conjugal visit with one of his ladies. So they grant it. So we cut into the scene where we're standing out there for people that, if they follow me and they go back in the archives. I'm going to show a clip, a couple minutes. That one's not in there. But anyway, so it's like she gives me the nod like, all right, we're outside like listening. You hear faint like the moans and stuff. He's getting his groove on and he's getting that. And he's going to spill the beans to Mariska. And then that's in the episode. But so she's like, all right, I've had enough of this. That's it. So that's what, so everyone knows. Boom, boom, boom. Time's up. Coming in. We're coming in. Put your drawers on, everybody. Pull the skirt
That's
down.
hilarious.
So that was that. So that was my first big role on national, on a big. Anyway,
you were fully there. You were in that moment.
But that's it. Like so, and so going back to the acting thing, right? So when I read that, right, an actor that's new, they're acting. They think they have to do something. So I would always give in my class, I would show that, and I would be like someone that's overacting, someone that is going to act this part that means nothing. It means nothing. It's not about me. I'm lucky to get that little part in the show, right? And this is what you have to learn. And I would always do this thing, I would walk up the stairs, like I was John Wayne, like I'm making this grand entrance. Look at me. I'm going to say 4 words. So this is how I teach the actors, right? Calm down. You're not important. Okay. And, bang, bang, bang. Time's up. Coming in, right? See, they're over dramatic, and that's why you don't get the part because it's got to be. So everyone didn't have any idea if you're going into acting or you're an actor that you gotta Venmo me. It's $29. All right, I just gave you a free acting lesson. Anyway, so Paul, anything else you want to say about that? Because I got something else.
I was so impressed when we went to your class because I studied for years at a place called HB Studio in New York, and so I learned it formally. But you just figured it out it's instinctively. And what you were telling them in your own truthful, hard-earned way was, exactly right. I would just say that. It's exactly right. The little catchphrase for what you're describing is truthful behavior in imaginary circumstances. But
Right.
right?
Right. Exactly. That's it. How would I react if that was happening to me? So I don't mind. See, now I'm getting excited about this whole acting thing. So what I wanted to jump back is, so after you made the announcement, I was able, I did a little social media, shared it. I reached out to my agent. It was like everything was okay, and I sent, when I reached out to her, I was like, hey, it's been 100 years. Things are some cool stuff is happening, and my wheels are turning. I just made it like there was no issues, right? This is just for this one, and I sent my 3 singles, and I said, here's what I'm doing now, and I hope all is well, and we'll open up discussions. Hopefully, I just wanted to see if I was going to get an F you, blah blah, one of them. I had no idea, so I just reached out. So thank goodness she listened to the songs, and I got a response. Like, she was completely blown away. She said, I had no idea, Steven, what, and like, this is, and I'm like, yeah, it's on Spotify, iTunes, it's out for the world. It just hasn't exploded yet, but it is soon. I'm a musician. I'm a music artist, right? So we caught up a little bit. So I was inspired. So this is, again, is the divine timing that if I want to go back in, I have an open door. I can have representation. But I'm not grinding, running around like a lunatic for auditions anymore, because I just need representation, because I told you I wrote projects and stuff. So I have projects. So no one's going to tell me whether I'm good or not, good enough or not for their project. I'm going to film and produce my own shit, and I'm going to star in it.
I wanted to comment on that. You alluded to that before. I so resonate with that. It was part of the motivation to do the film, was that experience. When you're an actor, you are a supplicant, right? You are just begging, 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 begging. You have really no control over anything. And, working is great, but you have to do so much whatever, just to get that tiny little bit of time on camera. And frankly, one of the motivations to do a film was, okay, now this is my creative product. I decide, So I totally get that.
Well, I'm so excited for you. Congratulations. And I told you, again, not for me, I'm only speaking about my aspect. I'm sure there's a lot of great stuff, but the crazy spin in the film, that when you were saying, like, when you left, you had happy tears of this completely different twist. And I believe, because of the good boy that I've been after I was saved, and how hard I'm working, and how I put the creator first and people, and a lot of things have changed for me. And the fact that I manifested music, and I was thinking about projects, but I haven't quite gotten there. It's coming around in the form of, from me least expecting something. And that's how the creator works. When you're doing good and something is supposed to come your way, and you're manifesting, you're looking for it, you just let the universe work, because that's how things are coming at me, not how I think they're coming. I put it out there, I celebrate it. This is what I want. This is what I want to do next. And the way that it comes is even more exciting than it coming, because it comes in a way that only the universe can, through somebody that, and I'm letting people know that playing the part, what does it take to make it? For me and my aspect and my small piece in this thing, and how you have me documented, your film, I'm telling you, not because of me, it's because I represent millions of people that went through a battle and did certain things and are still going through it. So the divine is going to reward me. And as a result, I don't care if this sounds like ego. It's not. I want to archive this, because I've been manifesting things, and things are coming back around to me in a different type of way, because my whole mindset and perspective has changed. When I was saved, it wasn't all about Steven. When that pursuit was going on, I was a good guy. I had a huge heart. I helped people, but there was still that ego that I thought was needed, and the acting and the pursuit of all of this was for money, and the Charlie Sheen beachfront home and all of that stuff. There was that aspect. That's not what the creator wants. If you're gonna live a good life and do the right thing, it has to turn around, it has to be different. So because I'm in that realm now, things are coming again. So it's not me, it's the creator. A little part of my reward is coming through your project. I hope people understand that that's the divine timing of this, because this was, if you had to ask me the last 10 things that the last things that I would forget, not even whatever, your project would have been at the bottom of a 10 bottom, the 10, the list of the bottom of 10 in my whole life experience, because where it's gone.
We hardly ever saw you. You don't hear from us for ages, right? And then what? So, people are getting a little taste of what it is, frankly, to be a documentarian. And I have other roles in life. I mentioned I'm an elected official, so there I've got to have opinions on everything. As a documentarian, I find interesting, compelling subjects, and I let you tell your own story, and you just did it. So it's awesome.
No, we didn't. We're not putting what's in the film. So and like I said, just start going blah blah blah. So someone wrote, I think it's from YouTube maybe or whatever. I have high energy. Yes, I do. And
you do.
And that's just the way it is. So I know Paul is a guest, but we're talking about his project. The links are in there. It's premiering on the 25th. We can only talk about that so much. So I'm doing a lot of the talking. So usually when I have a guest, I do a lot of talking. The show is called Tenor Talk, Paul. But so whenever you cut me off, whenever you have something to say, but I think this is inspirational, because this is right now the only people that are watching this is my crowd. And even if this gets shared, this and someone said I'm an inspiration. Thank you. That means a lot to me. I want to be an inspiration for the changes that have happened and what is made, and how I'm basically dedicating my life. When I go to bed, when I wake up, I'm just like, God, what am I doing for you today? I took my father out of a nursing home last year, and I secured a place, and I took care of him for the last year of his life. So we were making great strides, and he's the one that, so there's divine timing and everything. And I took care of my dad, and I forgave him. If you asked me when you interviewed me, like, if you just said, hey, Tenor, you should take your father out of that nursing home, and go take care of him, I would have told you what to pound up your behind, because that's the childhood I had. And I would have never imagined that. But when the creator steps in and he's shaking you up and you're trying to do the right thing, forgiveness is an extremely, extremely important thing. And I can tell you this from experience. It's not about just the forgiveness of him, and he died in peace because he got to bond with his son, and that I forgave him. I don't carry that anymore. I'm so free and at peace, because if he had died in the home, me just showing up, whatever he's on, he's going, whatever the last days you show up. We were all mechanical. A lot of us do these things. Not everyone. There's a lot of beautiful, loving people that aren't in this thing. But forgiveness is almost as important. Forgiveness was probably more important for me, or equally important. No one's more important. But we both gained, and you don't know. And so I'm in such peace, because how many people's lost loved ones, and they can't, they're not there to say the things that they want to say, and they live in regret. So I never have to worry about living in regret, because the creator shook me up, made me look at things differently. I brought my father home. Where does that fit in here? Well, I guess because he made me promise to get back into music, which has me manifest in doing that. And here we are. And now, playing the part. It's not even in your thing, Paul.
Thank you for repeating the title. I keep forgetting to do that.
Playing the part. I'm playing the part for God. Playing the part for the creator. I'm trying to make the universe happy. So I'm going to get gifted with things that I finally deserve. I'm going to get everything that I wanted in the music and acting business. I'm just letting everyone know, this is not ego. I'm going to get everything that I wanted, and more that my mind can't even imagine right now, because I have a different perspective on the whole thing, because my success is going to be many people's success. I will be reaching back to everybody that helped me, and I'm not making myself more important. There's people much more important than me. I'm just saying, whatever the creator and the universe gives me now moving forward in playing this part, whatever comes, is getting shared with everyone, because that's what it's all about. We all have to have good lives and love each other, right? Anyway, let me not get up on that tangent. So the links are in there. The link to the trailer, April 25th in Denton, Texas. The link is there for the festival. It's free, but you have to register to get a wristband, right? Everything's on the links there. They could figure out. I hope
And I
I
know it
see
might
some
be
people.
something you never, would think of, like it's not a famous destination. But if you come for the festival, it's a good destination. You'll have a good time.
And it's an international festival, so there will be people there from all over the world. Any of the
Yes.
actor, filmmaker people listening today, so it is going to be an interesting. And I just find the timing of this, Paul. And so I wanted to jump to one thing you said. Someone you had like a screening, or they saw the trailer or whatnot, and they saw the clip when you came back after. When I said if you'd come 3 years ago, it would have been kind of boring. And now, like, whatever, he's right. This guy knows everything. Whatever. I'm a rock star. I'm wearing the red hat. So they got triggered by that. So here's the temperature of what's still going on in the world.
Oh, yeah. And I don't tell people how to feel about the characters. I'm not platforming religious or political point of view. You're you. But
Right.
the world is pretty tense.
It's a tense spot, and that's the divinity and the timing of this project, because by the time, and God willing, unless there's some there has to be something so much more amazing that I have to be at, Paul, that would make me not be there. But I believe I have to be there because the Q&A, for anyone that thinks whatever is going to happen during the Q&A after they see this character is going to want to whatever question me or come at me like they do. I'm a pro at that. No one's more of a pro of coming out and having the proper answers. It's just, do people have the ears to hear the truth and the proper answer? That's what has me in this predicament. But
I hope they'll be respectful. That would be nice.
I'm going to be extremely respectful.
No, not you. I mean, the audience. I hope the audience.
Oh, it doesn't matter. And if not, I'm ex-law enforcement. If I got a hog tie and throw somebody through the fucking window, they'll go through the window if it deems necessary. But I'm a lover, Paul, not a fighter. But anyway, the timing of this is that the people that get triggered by a red hat aren't going. This is what I'm letting you know, and I'm archiving this. They're not going to be nearly as triggered by the time I'm sitting there after that film doing the Q&A. There's going to be a lot of unity happening over the next month or two. And people know I don't like to give dates, but a lot of interesting things have to happen over the next month or two. And that's the divine timing of this whole thing. People are going to start, and I'll just throw this in and then I'll be done with that world. People are going to start to get the memo, and we're all going to learn about a lot of things. And I can't wait for that timing, because I can't wait to start unifying and talking with people again and helping them get through their situations that they're going to need help with. I'm just putting that on record. You are going to need my help. Not you, Paul, but there are people that are going to need my help, and people like me, and I'm going to be there for them. It's not going to be like any I told you so's. I've been waiting for this moment for years to start to unify and for this world to start to come together and get back to a sense of just a nice place, the way the creator intended it. So I'm looking forward to those days, and they are coming, and I promise everyone that. So that's that. Last words from you, then maybe I'll throw this quick couple of minute reel, since I'm getting excited, everyone, so indulge me. I threw a little piece together that Paul may not have, so you'll see me in a couple of little pieces in my glory when it was happening. Blue Blood, Shades of Blue, all of these things. But anyway, Paul, what's up, man? I'm having so much fun, and thank you. Let me thank you from the bottom of my heart for staying persistent. And even though I know this is all God's timing, and he's running the show, he's running the whole thing. You had to play your part, and thank you for staying steadfast. And I always like to say, better late than never. So thank you. Thank you.
Well, it's you're super welcome. I mean, it's been just a real privilege and a cool thing I got to do in my life, and actually, I don't know if I mentioned this to you. We shot enough footage of different people who aren't in this feature that we have shorts that are going to come out next year, the year after that, and the year after that. So, it's a franchise now. So stay tuned for all the
No, it's awesome.
films.
I told you, I think just as a result of the divine timing and the content spin and whatever other great things are going on from, with the other actors and stuff, that I guaranteed you, I'm telling everyone, this project is whatever your hopes and dreams are for this project. Think for the moon and the stars, HBO, whatever it is, whatever you want, this project is going there. I just know that it is. Again, not because of me, not because of me, but just because of the representation of what the spin that happened. It's a representation of the climate, the current climate, and past bunch of years. You have an aspect in this film now which is accurately documenting a segment of this very screwed up climate. And that's the only reason that spin went in there. If it wasn't me, it would have been someone else. So it's not me. It's just,
I might as well
the,
slightly touch on the elephant in the room because you mentioned the red hat. So we filmed this all well before the last election, and I would just say one genuine non-political thought I had when we saw the last election results was, oh, thank goodness, our film has 4 more years of relevance.
Well, it was just because of what happened, right? So you got this lunatic with all of that, and then who the president is now. So I don't know what's going on elsewhere, but just my lunacy segment. You know what I mean?
Because that was sort of the big really surprise in the show, right? But it would have been an interesting thing about the recent past. Now it's about our present. So
that was your surprise when you came, because you had no idea, right? So anyway, that's the fun stuff, man, and it's and that's why I say it's divine. The divine is working on all this. I mean, really, and the people that follow me, they must be. I hope their hair is standing up a little bit, because the divine timing of this whole thing and what's going on, and next month is Easter, and it's just such an important time, and Passover, and we've got World's Fair celebrations are starting. Many people might not know about that. The president spoke about this only a couple of times in his last campaign speeches before he won. He spoke about he's bringing back, for those that don't know, he's bringing back the World's Fairs. Like, those were, I don't think I was born yet. And this was about innovation and celebration. I mean, the world was celebrating.
I went to the one in the 60s.
Real history.
I think I'm a little older than you. I remember it. But like, from the point of view of
this was an amazing.
It was cool.
That was an amazing time. So it's about innovation and celebration. So, one would think, again, I don't put dates out there for anything. I don't want to get in trouble, but we're being told the golden age is coming, and there's a lot of things being shaken up, and World's Fairs celebrations start on Memorial Day. So that's the end of May. So that's why I just think the next several months are going to be so interesting. People should just keep their eyes on things, but don't get caught up in the nonsense. Live your life, breathe, Guys, you should go follow me, healingtheworld.love, if you want to learn some stuff. And I'll put this up. All of my links are on there for those that are seeing this and you want to follow me. Like this lunatic, he's slightly entertaining. I'm going to go check out some of his stuff, tennertalk.com. But I want to show, here's that little clip I put together, Paul. Actually, this one didn't make it. This is one of my favorite. This is from Evil Lives Here. We were on Mysteries at the Museum, right? It was the Discovery ID shows. I did so many leads in those shows, but this was Evil.
I didn't know that. Actually, when we come back for a second after, I'll let you know which of these I went and found and put in the film. Okay.
Okay. Well, Mysteries at the Museum, I think, might have been on a
Travel
different channel,
Travel
not
channel.
Discovery ID. Travel. So I got a bunch of leads in the Discovery ID, which was non-union. It was different. But I had some of my most fun because they were lead roles. And I was there for days on shooting. So this is just a 10-second clip from one of my favorite. I usually play the detective because I'm ex-law enforcement. It was easy to get those roles, had the equipment, had the mannerism, the stance. But this was my most fun. This, for those that want to look this up, this is Evil Lives Here. And it was on Discovery ID. And the episode was called, I believe, Home Sweet nightmare. And I played a serial killer named Jim something. But this is one of my, this just popped up when I was going through looking
Again,
for
I'm
stuff.
incredibly
So
jealous. I
10
never
seconds.
got one of those leads, but okay. I'll watch your clip.
Oh, well, you know what, Paul? When the red carpet rolls out after the festival, if they forgot about you for any
Okay.
strange reason, I'm
Okay,
gonna hook
thanks.
you up, brother. You got my word for it. It's on record here. But here's 10 seconds. This is so fun. It was so fun. I had a headache for 5 days because I had to tap into like if I could be a lunatic, right? So check this out.
He started to threaten her. And
Oh my.
So that was Evil Lives Here. And the reason I picked that is because I look pretty hot in that pole, and I'm almost back at almost 57 years old. I'm working out. I'm just about look like that as this
Hot
old
in an
age. So I'm
evil
like,
way.
I'm getting
Yeah.
excited. I'm getting excited, not in an evil way. We're talking about
Oh,
the
yeah.
physique. You know what I mean? Next show, I'll show my
All right.
six pack. It's in the refrigerator. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so I don't think you have that.
No.
And here's just another small clip for everyone. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. You could see, hopefully, you're seeing a new tenor that you haven't seen in a long time. I'm excited because the divine is working and things are coming back that I worked so hard for, and I see the finish line, and I'm excited because I know that I'm writing my ticket. I know that I'm gonna have productions in the future. I'm gonna have roles if I want them. I have music out there now. So I claimed my life, and this is what I'm focusing on, and this is the main stuff that I'm focusing on for those that want some of this and want to learn about some of this stuff. Follow me. Go to tenortalk.com. So I'm excited. And Paul, again, thank you, man. I love you, brother. Let me show this quick.
Who is doing this to us?
whoever she is,
Whoever she is, whoever she works for, find her!
Sam, I got something to tell you. Olivia, I know she was a friend. Check this out. This could be our passenger. So you're gonna tell us that AJ shot Travis just because he didn't look back at him? Robbie, you hear anything about a white lady getting shot on the 4th of July? Now we're getting somewhere.
Was he serious?
Oh, this is funny, huh?
Man, it's hilarious.
Yeah? Uh-huh. That's great news. Yeah, thanks so much. The DNA's in. We got DNA. Do you know what that is? It places you in this car.
Yeah, I took an oath too. But that oath doesn't pay child support. Nor does it pay the $100,000 in debt my wife left me with. But this does. As a matter of fact, you don't get me more of that shit. Your son isn't gonna make it back from his trip to Miami.
Dad?
That sounds like the movie of the week. If you don't mind.
No problem, sir.
I actually haven't been a very good guy. And, this is my second chance to make things right. I have to find somebody. Have a great trip, man.
he goes straight for skin, first on top, then on bottom.
Didn't you plan that move?
Not funny.
Lighten up, sunshine.
It's not your typical street robbery.
Good luck with that.
Indirect any of your immediate concerns to our community relations department.
This is a public safety issue.
Call the NYPD.
I am the NYPD.
President Castro gave me a message to be delivered to President Clinton in person.
President will be informed.
Cuban intelligence have been gathering overwhelming information for several years now.
We keep a close eye on Cuban exile organizations.
Then you know this.
I know what it's like to love and give and fucking give until you have nothing left to fucking give. I know.
So you don't have to say, because you don't want to give what's in
No,
the
but I
film
can
plot.
say
You should
a
just
few of those
say,
we have, and a lot of those we don't.
okay.
And that is an impressive reel. I really enjoyed watching that. Seriously, you're good.
I threw that together before. I have a
Yeah.
reel, the real actor reel, which I guess I should work on, get it right. Because, the agent said, get new of course, get new
Always.
headshots and, and update your stuff. And I was like, okay, and I'm like, or whatever, it'll get done. It's nothing like, imagine Paul, like, yeah, okay, I'll get to that. Like, imagine like 7 years ago, like, I got to do headshots, right? It's like,
Right.
whatever, whatever, who cares? I write the ticket. I do shit when I want to do it, and it's all going to work out. That's the way it works now. I'm in charge. So, bro, this was great. Any closing words? And when I close out of here, you're welcome to stay if you want to watch the couple of minute medley. For those that I always have to do it the way that helps me support, get on the road. Hopefully, get down to Texas. Still the starving artist in a different form here as it all comes back together. And I'll show the medley, and I have merchandise. I actually have CDs, folks, for that are watching. I have actual CDs. Some of these are just nostalgic if you like them. All 3 singles. We did a version of Silent Night, the song I wrote, Thank You for Coming. We also have the digital downloads are available at tennertalk.com. And when you see just these snippets of this medley, you can watch them for free if you go to tennertalk.com. The YouTube videos are there. You can watch them for free. Share them if you like them. But if you want to support the artist, you can digitally download it right from the website. It'll say buy it from the artist. Much appreciated. They're on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, all of those things. So that's why I say music is back in my life, and it's gone next level. God gave me a song that I wrote. So like you know what I mean? Like the feeling to write a song and to have I feel it's just it was all divinely put together. Like the music video, the song, it stands up to anything. I mean, I hope people are impressed. You should be, because if you're not, God will be mad, because he wrote it and put the project
You're
together.
actually good.
So you have to like.
You're actually good as a singer. I mean, I was very happy to share the clips, because when I'm asking local people, like, hey, this guy's really good, can we come up with a venue? Like, no, you have to look at the clips. He's really good. So you are really good. I will shoot just in like a slightly competitive, but I can't win at this, but just to hold my own, I will say you can look me up on IMDb. I was a legit like Z-list actor, but I wasn't time because
you were better.
There's always a need for a person with a full head of gray hair and who can bring a blue blazer. I had all. Even if they didn't ask for the blazer, I brought it. Eventually, they said, "Do you have a blue blazer?" And I would wear it. So,
so how do they find you on IMDb?
Look at my name, Paul Meltzer, Meltzer. But the most important thing, playing the part. April 25th, come to the Thin Line Festival in Denton. We'll show you a good time.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome, brother. If you got to check out of here while I close out, I'm just gonna play this and just say a couple of things before I part. If you do, I want to thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Is my new line that I'm allowed to say all over the place, because I have a song called Thank You for Coming. So people just have to get used to it. Thank you for coming. Even when it doesn't even fit in, I say thank you for coming. I just have to let you know, Paul.
I look forward to seeing you again here and in Denton.
And I think I'll be down there with bells on. There's gonna be a lot more exciting things, I think, to announce between now and then. We are going to do this again, and it'll be a little shorter show. I think it'll be fun. We'll have some behind the scenes clips, and hopefully, I didn't ask you. Ask Robert to come on next time. Your filmmaker and editor there, Robert. He's a cool guy, and let's do that. But I'll send these clips. Paul, thank you so much. Everybody, the links are in the description box. You can watch the teaser again. You can go get your register, and it's free. You just have to fill out some stuff and register. And I hope to see some people down there. And you can send me a message through the website, even if you're in the area and we want to meet on the road, or if you want the Healing the World tour to come through your place. If you learn a little bit about me, or if you got a little spot you want me to perform and bring a few people through, there's a lot of interesting things going on. So hopefully you connect with me at Tenor Talk.
Darcy.
Paul, Thank you,
forward to
thank you,
meeting you.
thank you, thank you. We're gonna do this again.
Thanks.
Congratulations. I'm very proud of you. And we have a bright future because the divine timing of this, the film, what's going to happen. I can tell you, and I want you to see this. This is how it happens, everybody. I want you to see this and celebrate this in your heart. I want you to get emotional over it. I want you to think about the top-notch executive that's going to be at that festival. I want you to dream about it. I want you to feel it in your heart, and I want you to see the conversation you're going to have with him, and I want you to see the film going exactly the place or the places that you want, and I want you to get emotional in your heart as if it already happened, because it's happening. That's the secret they left out of the manifesting. Not to pray, oh, please, divine, let this get picked up. No, the secret is celebrate it. Don't ask for it. Command it and see it in your mind and your heart as if it already happened, and get emotional over it. That's why, again, this is documented. That's why I have the most beautiful dog in the world. It's why I have the music. It's why the Healing the World tour is happening. And I believe a big part of it, I'm not taking credit for it. Please don't take it the wrong way, everybody. But a big part of it, from my aspect of my manifestation of what's supposed to happen for me, this project has come around again. So the divine works in mysterious ways, but it's because I'm celebrating these things in my mind and my heart and my mind. They already exist. So I want you to do that for me, Paul. Promise me that you're going to see everything that you want to see happen for this film. You're going to see it in your heart already done, and you're going to start to celebrate. Promise me that you're going to.
All right, and everyone make travel plans. Okay, take care.
Thanks, guys. Here's a little clip, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, Paul. We'll catch up.
God knows we ain't perfect. Lord, how we try. And we live the way that we live for those brave souls that died. And they gave America their all to America. That's America. That's silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar. Heavenly
Wow. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I didn't get to show everyone my beautiful Bambi, my beautiful little girl. Oh, I love you so much. Oh my goodness. Say hello to everybody. She's right from the universe. I manifested her. Oh my goodness. And she's a ball of perfect love, because how could she be anything other than love when she was created by the feeling of love and celebrating her in my life before she got here. And then she came here. Thank you for coming, honey. Anyway, guys, tennertalk.com. Please buy some music or merchandise. Still a starving artist. Support. Go to healingtheworld.love. If you guys want to learn about healing technologies that have been kept from us and the power of manifestation, that's where I'm at. And healingtheworld.love. You can watch a couple of short videos and see all the awesome stuff that's going on. Thanks for tuning in. I love you all. Thank you to my dedicated friends and folks that follow and that are always there. I love you so much. And we're just getting started, everybody. All of the exciting stuff is starting to happen. So I'm going to do a show, I think, in the next week and just spew a bunch of crazy stuff that I really couldn't get into tonight. But anyway, keep your eyes and ears open, and make sure you subscribe to all the stuff if you've got it. TikTok, Instagram, all of that stuff. Facebook, X. Go to tennertalk.com. The links are up top. And the 3 music videos are the first thing on the homepage if you'd like to watch those songs in their entirety or download them. Watch the music videos, watch it for free. Whatever. Spread the word. Thanks so much, everybody. Tenor Talk, where we speak truth and from the heart. I want to thank Paul again. So excited for him. And I will be down in Texas, unless something crazy happens, on April 25th. So stay in touch, and we'll see you soon. Peace out.